Hey team, how are you? Yep, Unides is on a roll. Beware world, Unides is having coffee at 9:10 tonight. That means it's gonna be a long, productive night, and that's very good. You know, I'm excited for that. So I hope some of you hop on, and I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm actually gonna post in the chat to see if anybody is on, so they can come and join us on our live. Hopefully it won't crash and shoot me out. How's everybody doing with their team cups and everything else? Hi, Ariana. How are you? How's everything going? Your first month leading this business as a coach. How's it going? Hi, Damari. How's everybody? So the reason I wanted to come in here live is because we're in the Team Cup. We're in the month of August. Those are two challenges that we're facing. And the other challenge that we're facing is that it's easy to get disconnected and to get overwhelmed thinking about all the things that we have to do. And we lose contact and we lose focus on what are the things that really truly matter. And at the end of the day, the only things that matter is our 4 vital behaviors and staying focused on what it is that we want and what it is that we're after with the Team Cup. So understood, we're in the month of August and we have to know what our audience is going through. So we have people who are getting ready to go on vacation. So their mind is not on getting started on a strict program. We know that moms and dads are investing on back to school supplies. So we know that their mind is not on themselves. It's not on being, them putting themselves first. We know that perhaps they came back from vacation and they're broke. They don't have the funds right now. They want to, but they don't have the funds right now to make it happen. But at the same token, there are people who are ready and willing and more than likely expecting to do something different because they came back from vacation and they are overweight and they are sick and tired of feeling the way they're feeling. They are excited that their children are going back to school because it brings a sense of normalcy into their lives and it brings back the schedule, the routine, the everything. Thank you so much, Jessica. So they also are going back to work for those of you who have like teacher friends who follow you that are coming back, and also people who when they finish their vacation they want to have something to fall back on. So what are the things that we have that we can offer them? We are going to offer them free value and we're going to be present, showing them that we can support them. So when we're having conversations, we're going to speak about, maybe something that we can offer them to help them manage their time better. And we're looking forward to helping them. We're going to speak in our stories. We're going to share stories about times in which we didn't have much time, but we put ourselves first and it was the best thing that happened because we now notice how important and invaluable it has become in our lives. We're going to speak not so much about the money objection because it's usually not the money. Think about it. People are willing to pay, dollars and dollars upon dollars for food and for alcohol and for clubbing and for clothing and for purses and stuff like that. And that's all things that is vanity. Is going to go away. So it's not that money is a factor. The factor is up here. that they haven't seen the value, or that they don't believe that they can actually achieve it, or they don't trust that you're going to be the one who's going to walk them through the process. So knowing all of those things and keeping that in mind, you're going to take yourself out of the picture, and you're not going to take things personal. So if they tell you no, that's okay. They're not ready right now, but you must keep the ball going. You must keep the ball moving. And we have to stay accountable, because if you crumble in your own little ball, and if you crumble in your own, oh my God, I invited 3 people and they all said no for week 1, week 2, week 3 of August, then you decide, damn man, this person that I invited in the first week of August, she's messaging me now that she's ready. And guess what's gonna happen? Week 4 of August, you're gonna be a Success Club 2. And then you're gonna believe that it is possible for you to get to Success Club 5, to Success Club 6, to Success Club 10. And you're gonna go on hustle mode, and you're gonna think, man, if I give it my all for this full week, I'm gonna make it happen. But you gave up halfway through. So instead of giving, sorry, I have to move location because it's freezing. So instead of having to move halfway through the month of August, stay focused, stay persistent, whatever that is to you. So you know that I am Team Conquer's head leader, right? I am your personally sponsored coach, whether I am your personally sponsored or I am your coach's coach. But I have a personally sponsored coach that sponsored me, and that is Salvi Almonte. And I am a diamond coach under her team and organization. So what we do as a group, as a family, as a team, we come together, not because nobody is smarter than anybody, not because this one has been in the business for X, Y, and Z, so she has to go in and share, or not because we have to go and ask for permission before we go on the page and share. No. We actually are a family, and we do consider ourselves a family. Like, I can call up on any one of what I like to call my diamond sisters and be like, look, I am not getting any traction on my Instagram. What am I doing wrong? What message are you using that is working for you? What are you posting that is bringing attraction to you? Like right now, Cruz, she's on Success Club 10. And I'm like, how are you doing it? So I just messaged her at the end of this, and I want to know what she's doing, and she'll share with me what she's doing that is working. I'll go to my page, and then I will tweak my page, because I'm open and willing to learn and apply what other people are doing that is working. But number 1, we're willing to ask. Number 2, we have a group and a family and a knit that is willing to share. So that's the main thing that I think we as Team Conquer need to overcome. And at Summit or Tony Robbins, I don't remember which workshop we heard, and I took it to heart, that leaders need to not sugarcoat things, that we should say things just the way they are. And being complacent and quiet and waiting for somebody else to give you permission to act is not growing in leadership. It is, we're in the Team Cup month. It's the month where we're going to hustle. We already know we have challenges ahead of us, but we know we can conquer it, because it's not about us. It's about the need that is in other people's hands and hearts. So what we need to do is get out of our head and get into our heart. And what I mean by that is, stop thinking that you don't know enough. Stop thinking that you haven't been a coach long enough to even do something. Stop thinking that you've been a coach X number of months, years, or times, and you've failed so far. You haven't hit Success Club. I am not counting on that. You know why? Because practice makes you better. Not perfect. Practice makes you better. And if you never practice, you never get better. So I'm inviting you, and I'm giving you permission to take your leadership and turn it up a notch. Turn it up a notch, because it is time to wake up and execute. So there are 4 vital behaviors, and those are the 4 vital behaviors that we must focus on. The 4 vital behaviors are literally things that we're always doing. So I want to call the whole team to act upon an accountability practice. How are you sharing your 4 vital behaviors? Come in the team page and explain to people how you are sharing your 4 vital behaviors. It can be maybe you want to do it once a week, maybe you want to do it every day, maybe you want to do it in a post. I don't care. But what I'm saying is, do something that makes you practice on what we as a team are weakest. And that is in sharing our 4 vital behaviors. That's as basic as this business goes. We overcomplicate it and we want to make it seem like this beautiful, great, gigantic thing. But until we don't learn to appreciate the small, beautiful thing that happens, number one, when we're part of a fitness community who actually is happy, who does a happy dance when you are working out, when you post your sweaty pictures. I smile when I scroll through my feed and I see that my team is working out. Why? Because I know they're adding years to their lives. I am excited when I go to my back office and I can look at my list of coaches and members of the team and I know that they're active on their Shakeology and I can see that they're actually ordering things that are going to improve their health and their life. Why? Because I've seen what it has done not only for myself, but I have seen what it has done for others. I am the most happiest person when I can see someone below my team and even above my team who is rank advancing. You know why? Because that means that they are securing their financial future. Yesterday or on Tuesday, I shared a picture of our teammate. She's a member of Team Eagle. Her name is Jerry Ann. She had worked for, I believe it was Lord & Taylor as a retailer. And she worked for the company 20 years. And all of a sudden, they downsized the employees and they laid her off. But she wasn't worried because she already is a working coach in Team Eagle. She is already deciding that she's going to have her plan B, who now became her plan A. So she has a backbone to fall under. You're not just depending on one sole income. And if you're just living off of what you're going to get from your employment, then I've got news for you. You're going to be surprised when they drop you like an old hat. And then you have to go find other 2 to 3 jobs because you're unwilling to put what it takes to move forward. So I'm being a little bit raw and real with you because I feel like sometimes I personally am very nice and it's okay. But at the end of the day, when I shut down this phone and I get to work, I get on work mode. You know why? Because I don't have a plan B. My plan B became my plan A. And I'm so thankful for that because it covers the bills. And I don't have to go work for somebody else. I am able to say to you, I own my schedule. My schedule doesn't own me. And I know you can do it. But you have to turn on your hustle mode. You have to turn on your work mode. You have to turn on your belief mode because I could tell you 100,000 times you can do this. But until you don't believe it in yourself, nobody's going to make you do it. And I try by instilling in you the things that I have done that have worked for me. And one of the things that I did that worked for me was I did whatever my coach said to do. She told me, make sure you make it a non-negotiable that you hit Success Club 5 every single month. At that time, it was Success Club 5. So that's what I did. And when I was able to meet Success Club 10, then I upped my game. Then when I was able to do more, I continued to do more. Whenever she invited me to be a host or to guest, to be a guest speaker, doing something, I would go and do it. And you see what happens here? My cheeks would burn red, and I would get hives all over me, and I would be nervous, and I would tremble, and I would shake, and I would hold my piece of paper, and it would be trembling like that. And you can see in my eyes that I was nervous, and I had no idea what I was going to say. But practice makes you better. And I faced my fear head on. And had I not done that, I would have never discovered that I had potential in this business. Had I not listened to her, I would have never learned that I have potential in the business. Whenever she told me, Uniris, every single 2 or 3 posts you do have to be about your life, your life, your life, and only 1 post a day has to be with a call to action so that people know that they want to do something with what you're sharing. And that's exactly what I did. At first, I had no idea what she meant. I didn't know what she was talking about, and it confused the crap out of me because I was a teacher and all I knew was to teach. So you give me a student, a lesson plan, and a teacher's guide, and I went to town. And if I didn't know what I had to do, yo me lo inventaba. I would invent it. But the truth is, I made it happen. Why? Because I knew it wasn't just for myself. I was doing this for my kids. I was doing it for my team, and I was doing it for our future. So that's where I am. Like, let's just shake it off. Something that they taught us at Tony Robbins was to shake that ass, shake that ass. So whenever you feel like something's coming against you, shake it off and move it on. Shake it off, because listen, you're going to speak to about 20 people a day. And from those 20 people, 15 of those are not going to respond back to you. And the 5 that do, 3 of them will say no, 1 will say maybe, and the other one might say yes. It's not your problem. You keep it stepping. You do it too again the following day. But you know what you have to do? You have to stay on the ball. You have to keep it going. And you have to learn the game. You have to learn the rule of the game. And how do you learn the rule of the game? By putting in the practice, because practice is gonna make you better. So for those of you who are joining right now, what we're doing is we're executing and we're deciding that we're gonna come in here to our Team Conquer page, and we're going to share how it is that we personally, our coaches, we the coaches, how we are sharing our 4 vital behaviors on social media, which in turn will be our best practices. I yesterday posted in our chat that somebody should host a live power hour. I was not available. I wish I could split myself in 2. I couldn't. So I saw that there was hesitation on the power hour because we were not sure of what to do in a power hour. In essence, a power hour is following up with our 4 vital behaviors. So basically we are inviting to the process. We're being proof that the products work. We are celebrating success in one shape or another. And we're also doing personal development. Personal development during a power hour is kind of odd to do because you would have to like sit there and like read a book or talk about a book. But what you could do in a power hour with personal development is create a time frame, like 10-15 minutes, when you're going to sit down and figure out what is the personal development book you're going to read for the week, and go ahead and jot down the lessons you're learning that you're going to go ahead and teach. We're learning lessons, guys, that we can teach other people. And it just doesn't have to be a life-changing lesson. It can be a lesson that you heard on an audio and then you went to the corner store and somebody reacted to something and the lesson came to mind and you posted about it. So the most important thing for us right now is to get back to basics, to take off the idea that we need to be experts before we share, because I'm sure you're all doing something, and maybe if you're doing things that are wrong, then it's good that we share so that we can highlight the things that are wrong. For instance, if you're working the business and you haven't posted in a day, there's a big problem. So if you're doing your vital behaviors, that's gonna call you out, because you're gonna be like, oh man, I haven't been proof that the product works. I have not celebrated anything today. Oh, I haven't read my personal development at all today. Oh, I got work to do. And if you've been delayed, like it's almost the end of the night and you haven't done any of those, then it's time for you to do them back to back, 1 hour after another, just to get them going. Because especially for Instagram, you have to have a story. With the proof that the products work, do you share your own progress verbally, or do you share your successes? Okay, good question, Jessica, because I had an issue the other day with that. On this Tuesday, I couldn't figure out, like, no me salía nada for me to share about my transformation. So what I did was I went live and I shared with people my personal internal transformation. Sometimes on Tuesdays, like if I've been sharing a lot about myself, I move away from it, and then I do, to create credibility, trust, and like what I'm doing works, I will highlight a success from the team. I'll highlight success from the Beachbody, from the actual general business program, but I will always do either my personal one or a fitness one from somebody else. I never really, unless for the reset, Johanna Camacho and I were partnering up with the reset, and we would go live every week in our Facebook pages, and we would share with people our transformation week by week. So that's another example. If you have a success partner and you two are running a group, or you are following a program, the same program at the same time, a good idea would be to partner up with that person and go live and share your process, share your progress. If you're hosting, let's say for example, a mindset group, or you're hosting a clean eating group, you can share the progress that is happening with the people in the group. And it's simple, guys. It's as simple as tonight, or today, I'm celebrating the fact that I have 5 people in my group and all of them drank their amount of water. You're celebrating small wins that later on will become big victories, because by drinking water, these people will release some weight and they will be feeling great. Something you can do is, let's say for example, Wednesdays are weigh-in Wednesdays. So Wednesdays are a good day to celebrate the total weight lost in a group. So I am so excited. 20 women started this group last week, and this week we have 7 days following the program, and so far 20 lost, maybe between 2 and 3, so we have about 40 total loss in our group. That's amazing. I cannot wait to see what will happen at the next end of my second week, if you're doing like a 3-week program. So you want to give people something to come to your page to look forward to. Another thing that could be done during a power hour is making sure that our Facebook page and that our Instagram social media, like our feed, represents what we stand for. I may need work, but I want to share with you, and I'm sure you guys can see mine. Let me see if I do that. Yeah. So you see, you get a highlight of the 5 pictures that represent who you are. So in my 5 chosen highlighted pictures, I have a transformation of mine. I make sure I put a married picture with my kids, my family, because they're my core. And for those creepy people who like to come in and, send you stupid messages, I want them to see that I'm married and that I'm not interested. I am part of a team. I'm not doing this alone. I thrive better when I'm surrounded by a group of people who are like-minded. And I make sure that I share about that. And that's why I have this picture. I have sisters and I trust my sisters and I love my sisters and I want more sisters in my life. So I have my coach, who is the person who helped save my life. And I have my sister, who is my side, my backbone, my side partner, my success partner. She's my sister. And then I have myself in more of a professional outlook. I did take professional pictures, and this one is like me with my marker representing my past, where I come from, what I strive with. Then I make sure that my information here represents where I have been. So I name the high school that I went to. I name the schools that I attended in Dominican Republic. I say that I am from Brooklyn because I was born in Brooklyn. I do state the page, the like page that I follow, because when I go live on my like page, I can link it to my personal page and it goes both ways. So that is also a power hour activity, because that means that you can go and search for people who have attended the same school that you have, and you can make connections and add people to that. Then the other thing you want to do is you want to go in and scroll through your comments and your messages, and go in and respond. Like, you click like to people who commented below your pictures. You also go in to the people who actually liked it. So you'll find that you have no eyes on each post. And don't worry so much about the people who aren't posting. Worry about the engagement that you're creating. If you have just people who are, just watching you, then you may want to go and add more people who are like-minded as you. Is the Power Hour only for Team Conquer and then gets published on YouTube? Or is it opened up to the Fit Mind, Fit Body group too? Or is it opened up and accessible to everyone? Okay, so the Power Hour's purpose is so that we do the income producing activities that help us grow our business as Beachbody coaches. So we grow our business, number one, by expanding our network. We also grow our business by inviting other people to do and get started on challenge groups. We also get started on our business or move our business forward by inviting people to join our coach community. So to grow and partner up with business with us. And we do this Power Hour as coaches, because it won't make sense to do a Power Hour with strangers, like with your Facebook Live audience. They won't understand that. Because what you're doing when you're doing this is a live Power Hour right now. I'm sharing with you something, an activity that you can do, and then what you can say is, everybody go do that now. I'm gonna tag you on a call that was done and that was recorded, and I do upload them to my YouTube as team calls, Team Conquer calls, and they can be shared. I don't share them into my challenge groups, because my challenge groups are for fitness and nutrition, accountability, support, motivation, and inspiration. Although I will say this, and since you're asking, I have considered hosting business opportunity calls for just our clients, because I personally believe that in the 4 years that I've been a coach so far, the best coach is the coach who comes in and is proof that the product works, believes that Shakeology can and will change their lives, so they're committed to it, and they're in love with the process, so they're willing and open to share it with others. So my focus coming from Summit is to invest more time, more attention into my challenge groups in a format that I can help them become future coaches. Because those are the people that you don't have to beg to show up. Those are the people you don't have to call to get their Shakeology activated, because they use it. They see the value in it. So if we do kind of like what we've done in the past, like coach opportunity calls, we usually open it up on an event on our public pages. But I'm thinking, why don't we test run it and do a once a month coach opportunity within our challenge groups and develop our current customers into coaches? Because most customers, they start off as discount coaches and they don't realize the potential that the business has. And sometimes they have questions and they don't know not even how to ask them. But if we go in a non-threatening way, in a non-spammy way, and we answer the questions and we share our stories. Because I don't know about you, but I don't know other people. I know the people who are in my groups. So if I know your story, I'm able to relate to that story more easily than if I'm going to bring somebody else from the outside. So let's think about that. And going into September, we can host calls inside of our groups, and we can invite outsiders, but this would be geared towards people who, let's say, for example, a conversation would be, so I know you've been using Shakeology for a month now, and you may be wondering, like, what's your next step? You have different options. As a customer, you can upgrade to be a coach. These are conversations that I have on my weekly basis with my clients when they're customers, and I invite them to upgrade to be a coach. But what if we did it as a general, right? And we ask them, you know, this is an opportunity that you have to get your products at a discounted price. And I know you've been noticing that I use Energize in the morning. You may want to order your Energize and you use it at a discounted price. You don't have to pay a full price to it. And then let's say, for example, you have noticed that this program has been working for you and now your family is starting to notice it. So now, instead of sending them over to me, and thank you so much for doing that, now you can say, let me be your coach, because now you feel confident that you can walk them through the program that you just finished. So see, that conversation I think would go really well with our prospects if we decide that what we're doing is right, you know? So that essentially is what a power hour is. It's a time for us to set activities that help us expand our network, activities that help us create invitations, that will help us grow our business either as customers or as coaches. And it helps us understand how it is that we celebrate with others. And thank you for asking those questions, Jessica, because sometimes I think you guys know this and not everybody does. The other thing that can, and another activity that I always do, and this one goes a long way, is send happy birthday messages to people, but don't post it on their wall. Post the happy birthday message as a private message in the inbox thread so that when they look at their private messages, you come through. Because if you post it on their general wall, it's going to get lost with everything else. The other thing, another activity that can be done during a power hour is updating your albums. And these are things, you're not going to do them all in one sitting, but these are things that can be done over a period of time. So let's say Mondays is the time you're going to do motivation. So you're going to speak about, I don't know, whatever it is you do. And then by Tuesdays, you're doing transformation. So you upload those transformations into your transformation album. If you have been posting transformations into that album, you have followers who are in that album. And whatever picture you post, they get notified. So once that transformation comes in, they see you're doing something else. And social network marketing professionals have learned that it takes about 17 to 18 exposures before somebody makes a final decision. So that's what's going to happen to your business. People are going to have to see you, hear you, and know about you at least 17 times before they decide that they're going to join you in the mission. All right? So, my friends, updating your albums is another one. And then, of course, connecting in the groups is the final piece that has to be done. And now we have the challenge tracker app, which is really simple. You can actually see when your clients are not checking in, and you can go ahead and send them a private message and say, hey, I only saw that you drank Shakeology once this week. What's going on? Shakeology is honestly our driving force. If your clients are not using it, and you are not checking in with your clients and helping them figure out what is the best recipe for them to do it and how to make it, then you're not valuing the tool that is at your hands. And I'm going to tell you this story, and with this I will finish. I don't convince anybody to use the programs. Once you decide that you're going to cancel your account and you're going to go on your merry way, that's good for me. I'm okay. It's not me, it's you, and I get it. But I do have a lot of customers come back to me and say to me, I tried this and I tried that and I tried this, and I cannot match the same feeling, the same results I got from Shakeology. And it will take them 3, 6, even a year time before they do that. And I let them have it. But before they cancel, I have a conversation with them, because it is my responsibility to let them see for themselves that what they're doing is a choice and that they will come back to me. So I do say that with all respect. I know there's other products out there, but I personally believe 125 and 50% that this is the only product out there that is whole and as matched in every ingredient that we can think of. And I trust Darren O'Lean. I love that man. He speaks my language. If you haven't watched this presentation at Summit, I would say Google or YouTube it, because he dropped a lot of knowledge, and that was huge and important. So I know I'm asking you to stretch. I know that. I know when you go back and you listen to the video, if you're just watching this, you go back to the beginning of this video, you're going to be like, Unides is crazy. But the truth of the matter is, just like Chris Downing is making us do those bear crawls, just like we have to walk backwards and it feels awkward, just like we have to run around like little kids in our living rooms, basements, wherever you work out, and it makes us feel uncomfortable, the same thing has to happen in our business if and when we want to grow. Because you may want to sit out on the sidelines, you may want to modify it throughout, but when you want to go all in, it's gonna hurt, you're gonna sweat, you're gonna get dizzy, you're gonna want to puke, you're gonna want to cry. But the truth of the matter is, you're gonna get better by practicing and doing it. So I'm gonna be away, and I was a little bit upset and sad and disappointed and a whole bunch of emotions all together at once. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe if I go away for 3 weeks and I can't have Wi-Fi and I can't connect, that the team page is gonna fall apart. And I felt like, well, you know what? I did what I could. I can't control that. I can't control your actions. The only thing I can do is encourage you, motivate you, stretch you, so that you can feel uncomfortable, because I know in the uncomfortable, that's where growth will happen, and only good things will happen when you grow. So with that said, I look forward to checking in this page and to watching you post your accountability post. I want to see how you're sharing your vital behaviors and how you're getting better as a team. As you are, thank you, Jessica. I really do truly appreciate that. I want to know that together, like, that's my dream, that we can be collaborators, that we can be team players, that we can become sisters, that we can be partners, that we can trust on each other. Come in here and say, guys, take a snapshot of your Instagram and tell me, what am I missing? Like, I've already done this, that, and this, and I'm still not having anybody engage. Where are you guys following? How are you following? Those are the simple questions that will go a far long distance if you're willing to ask, if you're willing to learn, but if you're willing to put in the practice. All right? I love you. And I don't say that lightly. I say that with everything that I am. And I love you whether you are a working coach or you are a discount coach or you came into this business because you wanted a community of people who were just looking for something better in their world. I love you for who you are. And I don't expect you to be anyone else. I just want you to be you. But I want you to be the best version of you that you can be. Because whatever the world sold you was a lie. And you have to uncover that lie so that you can be completely free. And the only way you will be completely free is if you're willing to go through the pain of dying to yourself and waking up and being reinvented and being renewed and waking up every single day as a better person. All right? So with that said, guys, I can talk all night, but I'm not. Have a good one. And this froze.